Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and of course, valued stakeholders. I would like to take this time to recognize a few important folks that have joined us here today. Nigel Casimire, Deputy Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. I know Rodney Taylor is not here. He's the Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. Quite interestingly, when I met Rodney and Nigel, they informed me quite quickly that I am the president of the CTU. And to my surprise, I said, Nigel, Rodney, I have received many appointments to date, but that certainly was the most expedited appointment I received. So thank you for that. I'd also like to recognize Jordan and Francom, Director of Forum Global, Mr. Curly Prescott, Chief Executive Officer of the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, a gentleman that I recently met, and again, someone who has welcomed me with a warm embrace. I appreciate your camaraderie and your welcome so far, Curly. Representatives of the Caribbean regulators, representatives of local and regional telecommunications operators, management and staff of Forum Global, management and staff of CTU, the management and staff of TAT, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's really an honor this morning to welcome you to this important Spectrum Management Conference in Trinidad and Tobago, the second of its kind in the Caribbean. And today marks a very significant step, in my view, towards shaping the future of our digital landscape, a future defined by innovation, connectivity, and of course, inclusive growth. We live in a world today where we are increasingly driven by artificial intelligence, digital media, rapid technological change, and I believe Spectrum is certainly a resource of progress. Recognizing this, the government has articulated a vision that emphasizes the importance of public administration and artificial intelligence working hand in hand as vital components of our now newly minted National Development Program. This second Spectrum Management Conference, being held here in the lovely halls of the Hyatt, is both significant and important to the achievement of our vision for Trinidad and Tobago that embraces artificial intelligence and digital technology. We are here to create meaningful opportunities, modernize the public service, and position Trinidad and Tobago as the foremost destination for doing business. Your conference today, and therefore in its many manifestations moving forward, are quite provident. I believe that the discussions at this conference will aim to spark local and regional initiatives to capitalize on the benefits of connectivity and harness the full potential of our digital economy to enhance productivity. And although this conference discusses spectrum management, its opportunities and its use, we're here to effectively speak about connectivity, particularly leveraging wireless technologies, including mobile, satellite, and broadcast technologies. Connectivity is crucial to achieving the ministry's artificial intelligence agenda and ICT-enabled development across all of government ministries and their society as a whole. It's my personal belief that effective spectrum management plays a crucial role to leveraging these technologies to the benefit of our society and, more importantly, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and, dare I say, the wider Caribbean as well. Whether it's expanding our broadband access to underserved communities, which is an important endeavor, supporting innovative AI applications in healthcare and education, or ensuring our digital platforms foster social cohesion and economic opportunities. It's my belief that this conference and similar conferences are a vital step forward and an opportunity for us as policymakers, regulators, operators, industry leaders, academic persons, and civil society to collaborate, share insights, and chart a progressive path for spectrum management at a regional level. And the reality is, as a region, we face several critical opportunities. One, there's an opportunity to modernize and adapt our regulatory framework in line with what is international best practice. And I know we have several partners here who can share their thoughts and contemplations on how we achieve that. It's also an opportunity to embrace what we consider are emerging technologies, such as the 5th generation of 5G networks, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, ensuring that Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the region become leaders in economic growth through digital adoption. A third endeavor might be to revolutionize the experiences for our free-to-air viewers, education recipients, and disaster relief agencies through the adoption of digital terrestrial television using ATSC 3.0 technology, and also to foster inclusive connectivity, bringing social and geographical divides, aligning with our national goals to become a more digital society. And with these opportunities, we sometimes neglect what are the challenges that we inherently face as a society and as policymakers. One would be the addressing of spectrum scarcity and congestion. That becomes quite crucial. We need to also ensure that we have robust safety and security in the way in which we communicate. Managing the interference within our island's geography is also important, and building what is probably the most crucial, the technical capacity for monitoring and enforcing these types of technologies. We, coming from the background of small island development states, we are usually victims of external global issues. One of those issues, of course, are the issues related to global warming and the threats presented to Caribbean countries. And of course, the resource constraints due to these harsh economic conditions typically faced by small island developing states. It is a digital revolution and an emerging technology base that needs to improve over time. I note in 2021, the Trinidad and Tobago's ICT Development Index score was around 7.86. And according to TAT, I know there are many leaps and bounds that can be improved over time. It's my hope that the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence can take progressive steps towards this improvement and play a critical role in developing what I know will be a regional endeavor by all those involved. In our pursuit of what I consider digital sovereignty and resilience, regional and international cooperation becomes quite essential. And I see we have a number of partners here that have joined us in Hyatt at this conference. Your role is also crucial and critical in us embarking upon this journey. So as we gather to shape the future of our region's telecommunications landscape in an era characterized by rapid technological advancements and, might I say, unprecedented connectivity, it's important that spectrum has emerged as a leader in starting the conversation, and I dare say continuing that conversation. Let's address regional harmonization as crucial, because as a region of diverse nations, unique geographical challenges, and I believe shared ambitions, the Caribbean stands to gain immensely from a unified approach to spectrum management. The discussions in your first session, entitled Towards a Unified Spectrum Strategy, are particularly relevant. The harmonization is not merely an aligning of frequencies. It's about creating a seamless environment for cross-border communication, attracting what has become very crucial for us, investment opportunities, and enabling economies of scale for our operators. It reduces interference as well as ensures efficient resource use and fosters a more integrated telecommunications industry and market. It is my belief, and it's the government's belief, that real economic benefits can be realized from all of us, from improved mobile coverage to enhanced disaster preparedness and resilience. But harmonization requires collaboration, compromise, and a willingness to look beyond national borders for the greater good. So I urge you at this Spectrum Management Conference to engage in constructive dialogue, to share best practices, and to work together to forge a consensus on the path forward. It's also important that we consider and focus on future-proofing our policies on our policy agenda. Our policies as stakeholders in this initiative must be agile. We must be flexible. We must be forward-thinking because our world is rapidly evolving. It's a rapidly evolving technological landscape, and we must be prepared for that pursuit in all our endeavors. I think this conference aligns well with this framework, with the emerging trends in terrestrial and non-terrestrial networks. Consider the ITU, the World Radio Communications Conference in 2023, and the outcomes of such. And we have opportunities now to tailor our approaches to key vertical industries. The discussions that you had in session 10, future-proofing spectrum policy, are crucial in this regard. We must ask ourselves important questions. Are we allocating spectrum optimally? And I think addressing these questions will require a blend of innovation, collaboration, and certainly strategic planning. But one thing is certain, it will require our collective commitment, a commitment that I know each one of you here share, both by your presence and by your hard work to date. It will require this commitment for knowledge sharing, both within the region and with our international partners. So as we embark upon this journey, I urge all participants to approach these discussions with an open mind, a spirit of partnership, which is very familiar with Caribbean people, and I dare say with Trinidad and Tobago, as many of you would find, and a shared commitment to what I consider must be national progress, a progress that is both selfish and selfless, because we must include all partners together in this endeavor. I think this week, for all of you here, holds significance for the region, as it includes the hosting of our good friends from the CTU and the CARICOM Regulators Forum held yesterday. The CTU Regulators Forum serves, in our opinion, as a vital platform for telecommunications ICT regulators across the Caribbean and region to essentially convene and share insights and collaborate on issues shaping the telecommunications landscape. It is my view, by the end of this week, participants will have collaborated. You would have been crucial in advancing the work towards regional harmonized ICT regulations and frameworks for supporting CARICOM, single ICT spaces, and addressing other significant current developments, and of course, facilitating inter-regional policy exchanges. As the newly minted minister, as has been suggested here, the government is responsible for telecommunications under my tutelage, my new tutelage, and the digital adoption of artificial intelligence in Trinidad and Tobago. We recognize that efficient spectrum use is the foundation to many of our aspirations in this new ministry. And our aspirations comprise for a modern, inclusive, and resilient Trinidad and Tobago, and of course, the wider Caribbean. As we look beyond 2025, I urge us all to be visionaries, embracing new technologies as a catalyst for social inclusion, economic growth, and of course, sustainable development. Our commitment is to create an enabling environment where every regional citizen benefits from the promise of technology, supported by transparent, efficient, and forward-looking spectrum policies. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is dedicated to working towards this new AI-empowered agenda that certainly will empower the region and citizens across the region. It will stimulate investment and position all of our countries as leaders in the Caribbean and beyond. In closing, I would like to reaffirm the government's dedication to this vision. We are committed to building a future reimagined, a future grounded in equitable access, groundbreaking innovation, and responsible stewardship of our precious resources. Thank you for your presence, for being here, for your participation in days to come, and of course your unwavering commitment to a brighter, more connected Trinidad and Tobago, and a more interconnected Caribbean region. So, with these few words, let us work together to make this vision a reality. I thank you.